My friend Eve in Rhode Island loves to go to yard sales, and every now and then she comes across real treasure. So she has a running list of things that she knows I love, and whenever she finds a great example of one of those things, she usually picks it up. So a few weeks ago when I was in Rhode Island, Eve showed me two Persian rugs that she had found at a yard sale, and they were both very similar. So Eve bought the rugs. We both looked at them and realized they were really dirty. And about a week ago, I cleaned one of the rugs. I used a method that was described to me by a rug dealer that I met at the Brimfield Antiques Show, Kim Reed, and she told me how she cleans rugs, but it came with a caveat of don't try this at home if you don't know what you're doing. And if you do try it at home, you really run the risk of ruining a rug. So I tried it, and the rug actually came out beautifully. I sent pictures to Kim. She told me about the rug. She said it was a Kazak rug from between 1890 and 1910. And this is a similar rug. It has a wool warp, and I'm gonna clean this today, and I wanna share with you the process of how I did it. But I really have to stress that this is not something that I actually encourage people to do at home, because you really can ruin the rug. If the dyes are not natural dyes, or if you're using certain temperatures of water and changing the water or the soap, and you can have real bleeding with the colors that can permanently damage the rug. This is also a lot of physical work. Like when I washed that rug last week in the bathtub, physically, like I was sweating like crazy, which is why I'm wearing this, because I know what's going to happen. So why do this? This is a question that I ask myself. Why are you doing this? I've had rugs professionally cleaned before. I found a wonderful company that comes and picks up the rug, takes it to New Jersey, cleans it, brings it back. It's pristine and beautiful. And the reason I attempted to clean that rug last week, it's not really about the money. Yes, you save a few $100s if you do this yourself and if it works. But for me, when I ask myself, why am I doing this? It's because I'm curious. And when I'm really curious about something, I want to try it. When Kim described how to wash a rug in the bathtub, I knew that I had enough experience working with wool, spinning wool, dyeing wool in iron pots over a fire, that I trusted myself to be able to handle a woolen rug. But I was also willing to try it and know that I might ruin the rug. These rugs we got for a steal at the yard sale. And in my life, this is genuinely how I learn things. If I'm really curious to try something, I do it. And the rug cleaning process, it makes me appreciate the rugs even more when I find an old rug that's really dirty, and there's the chance that I myself, with my own hands and a lot of hard work, can bring the rug back to life and can make it look beautiful again. So that's why I'm doing this, because I'm curious, and there is a thrill. There's a thrill that comes at the end, if it works, where something that was very dark and dingy, and this rug right here is really dirty. In Rhode Island, I hung it over a tree, and I was just shaking it and airing it out, and there was just constant plumes of dust coming off of this thing. So it must have sat on the ground for decades and it was never cleaned. And I'm just really intrigued. So I want to share something with you about what I do when I'm looking at a rug. Here's the top of the rug. The pile is up, and when I looked at this, I'm assessing the colors with the pile up. But in order to see a much more accurate example of what the colors are, you shouldn't really look just at the top, because there's so much dirt in this. that the colors have really been changed by the dirt. What you do is you look at the underside of the rug. And if we look at the underside of the rug compared to the top, you see how different the colors are. So this border right here, the border that runs along the whole rug, it looks like a mossy green color here. But if we look at the back, we see that it's much more creamy. So this is probably undyed wool. So the same with the reds. Like if we look at the red over here, this looks like a kind of a browny rusty color. But if we look at the back, the red is such a bright, like pinky red, and as is the green. So when I look at the back of the rug, it's an indication of what could happen if this is cleaned properly. Like we could potentially bring back this natural color of the cream undyed wool and this pinky red. And that's kind of my goal. So as I'm cleaning this and as I'm washing it and changing the water over and over again, I'm really looking to get it back to this color. And this is something that if you're just looking at rugs, if you're intrigued by all of this, this is what you should do. Look at the front, but also really turn it over and look at the back. You can place a rug. You don't have to place it top side up when you buy an antique rug. Sometimes the pile is so worn on the top that it's almost the exact same texture if you flip it over and you use the backside of the rug face up. And in that case, you'll often have much brighter colors by putting the backside of the rug face up. So here's the rug. It's very dirty. We're going to take this into the bathroom and I'm going to show you how I clean this with Kim Reed's technique. I'm going to actually use the floor here to set this rug up for putting it in the tub. And the thing that Kim did, that she described, was placing the rug so that the pile is down. And I'm being very careful and slow with this rug because it's so dirty and I know dust is going to be flying all over my bedroom. And I'm going to put the pile down and then fold this in half and fold it in quarters so that it's prepared to go into the tub. Now, one of the things that I did in anticipation of cleaning this rug is I looked at the weather forecast. You want to do this on a day where you're going to have 1 or 2 days of sun and where it's warm enough, like it's not below freezing, so that I can put this outside and allow it to dry. And the reason I'm doing this today is because it's unseasonably warm here in New York for November for the next few days. So I'm cleaning this now in anticipation of allowing it to dry out on the fire escape. And this rug is just disgusting. Like, it's so dirty. Look at this. This is after so many shakings outside. I don't know what is in this, but like, ugh. I'm filling the tub with the hottest water that will come out of the faucet. Kim said to use really, really hot water. And now I'm going to put in soap. I'm using Dawn dish soap, which is a grease cutter. And a bit of Murphy's oil soap. Now I'm going to bring the rug in here. And as keeping it rolled, I'm going to put it in here with the pile on the outside. Okay, because the pile is on the outside, what's going to happen as I move this rug around in the soapy water is the fibers, the pile that's like this, the places where it's rolled, and as I agitate it, the pile's going to go like this. And as it's going like this, the goal is to push the rug so that as the pile opens up, the dirt in between all the knots falls out into this soapy water. And this is what becomes a lot of work because the water is super hot, and as you're rolling it around and kneading it, this very heavy rug, once it's soaked with water, becomes very cumbersome to move around and to flip and turn. But that's the process. Okay, almost enough water in here to completely submerge the rug. I don't know if you can see. Oh my god. Look at the color of this water. Already. It's just so dirty, this rug. Oh, she's heavy. Real heavy. Look at this. Okay, there's enough water in here now that the rug is completely submerged, so I'm going to turn off the water. And now, I really should put something under my knees. Nice Brooklyn and bath mat. Okay. So, the rug has been rolled into quarters. But what I am going to do is I'm going to roll the roll, like, so that the places where there are corners, it shifts. And we have new corners that will open up. And I mean, this is so dirty that this first rinse, I mean, I could even just drain it now, but I'm gonna try to work out some more dirt before I change the water. The water is really hot, so my goal with this is when I change the water, I don't want to shock the wool. I don't want the wool to go from being hot or warm to cold and then back to hot. And because I'm going to be changing this water repeatedly as the dirt comes out of the rug, I kind of want to keep the rug warm for the whole process. So I'm very conscious of the temperature of the water. And the reason why I want to change the water quickly and put more hot water in is because if I leave it here for hours and allow the water to cool, the rug will be damp and cold. And then when I want to put hot water onto it, it'll be shocking it with hot water touching that cold wool. So my goal is to do this fairly quickly and then drain the water and add more hot water. And I mean, this water is just black. Look at this. Oh God. This is why really I do believe that sending a rug out and having it professionally cleaned is worth every penny. They have the facilities to do this and to do it really effectively. And it's really heavy now. Ugh. using long gloves to try not to get water running down into the gloves, which happened last time. And then because I was working at this for hours, the water in the tips of the gloves caused all my fingers to blister and peel. And those peeled, blistery fingers lasted for a week, which is not good when you have to practice the harp every day. Okay, I'm going to change this water because it's just filthy. Ugh. The wonderful thing about these woolen rugs is that gravity really works to help drain the water away. So even as I'm holding this up, the water is running through the rug to the bottom. You can even see here the colors are so much lighter than over there. The water is really draining quickly. This is heavy. Okay. And plug the drain again. Start the hot water. Actually, I'm going to fold this kind of neatly before I start the water. Ugh. Roll it. There. Okay. And start the water again. Hot water. More soap. Kim said you kind of knead it like bread dough. And that was a very good thing to say because I can kind of feel it. As I'm working the rug and rolling it, kind of envisioning it being dough. See, I can already see the bright red. I think that's an indication of it getting cleaner. Second rinse. How are you? Ugh. It's still pretty nasty. In this water, I'm just gonna move it around. Manaketta vielä. You know, another reason why I think I do things like this, like the deep cleaning of things, is for me it is a kind of therapy. I feel like it's a kind of penance, self-imposed on myself. Self-imposed on myself. That's redundant. There's so much in the world that we can't control. Today was election day, and I know how divided this nation is. But within my world, there are things that I can control. And I think there's a deep satisfaction I get when I'm willing to do the work myself, to achieve something that does create change, and kind of major change, and something as simple as a rug. It was dirty and dark before, and with this very hard work, I have the power to potentially make it beautiful again. And there's something to be said for what that does to my mind. Du bist so schwer. Und schmutzig auch. Re-roll it. I'm going to roll it another way so that different parts of the pile get exposed to being bent. Third rinse. Don't have to go to the gym today. That's the fourth rinse water. I'm going to drain it now. That red, that looks really good actually. And I can see here, this already looks creamy. So I'm happy with how this is turning out. It looks like it's coming back to life in a really good way. Okay, let's keep going. Fifth rinse. Ugh, okay. This is what I did to my fingers the last time from cleaning that rug. They just blistered all at the ends. So I'm starting to feel, by doing this, because it's the heat, the water's so hot and the insides of these gloves sweat, and I'm starting to feel my fingers hurt, which at this point I start to think it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth screwing up my fingers so that I can't use them for the next 3 weeks just to clean a rug thoroughly. So I may not go all the way this time, but I did want to show you. I wanted to share this process of what I did. That water already, before it was immediately turning black, but now it's a lot lighter. So maybe I'm almost there. I mean, the water is still colored, but it's not. It's nowhere near what it was at the beginning. So I think I might do one more rinse and then call this done. I'm really trying to make sure that when I'm turning the rug, the pile is on the outside. So I turned it and I saw that, oh, I had the underside of the rug facing out, and I don't want that. I want the pile to constantly be out so that it's opening up like this. See? This is what Kim talked about. When it's bent, it opens up, and it's in these furrows that there's dirt that falls out. Okay, this is the final rinse for this rug. See? I mean, the water's not completely clear, but it's nowhere near what it was at the beginning. The rug is finished being washed, and the next step is to allow it to drain overnight. Now I'm going to roll up the rug and allow it to drain. Kim explained how to roll this up for draining. So, pile on the outside again. It gets folded in half, then rolled like a sausage. And it's still very heavy. But if we roll it up tightly, we can stand it on its end like a tree log, and all the water just drains to the bottom. So I'm using the edge of the tub to help me support the weight of this thing. This is like 80 pounds now. It's just heavy. Yeah. There. Nice tight roll. Okay. Now I'm going to try to stand it up in the tub like this. As this is draining, it's amazing how the colors reveal themselves and come back to life. Like, you see the colors much more accurately once the water is out of the wool. And the color that I did not anticipate, wasn't really thinking of these blues. The indigo blue has just brightened up so much. And even the wool, like the wool looks silky now, whereas before it was kind of dry and dull and muted. But look at this red. That red has come right back. It's no longer like a dull browny rust color, but it's that color of what it was like on the back of the rug. And look at the red next to this blue. This is so beautiful. This is the thrill that makes it worth it. There, look at the cream color of the border. There's that cream, which was just sort of a mossy green before. And now it's the natural color of the wool, the undyed wool. This to me, this is when this sort of proves itself to be worth all of that hard work and physical work. There's such a joy in knowing this rug was kind of dreary and gross. It was beautiful, but it was just so dirty. And now it's going to be happy. Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you. Good morning. We've danced the whole night through. Good morning to nothing could be greater than the state of Louisiana in the morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you and you and you and you. Good morning. We've danced the whole night through. Good morning to you. Okay, so it is the perfect day to put this rug out on the fire escape, because it's going to be 80 degrees, like crazy warm, and it's November the 6th. So I just timed this perfectly, and this is not ideal, putting it out on the fire escape. Ideally, the rug should be laid out pile side down on a flat surface outside in the sun. But I live in New York City. This is all I have. So this is what I did last time. And it's so nice to have the sun. Every morning when I wake up, I meditate and I chant a Sanskrit prayer, the Meda Suktam, invoking the goddess of creativity And at the very end, there's a line. Mai medam mai praja mai suryo brajo dadatu. Invoking the sun. And it's my favorite part. Well, it's one of my favorite parts of that suktam. Saying Surya, the sun. Because I usually do it when it's dark. And then, when I see the sun later, I have this feeling of I acknowledged you before you came up. Should always be grateful to have the sun. So this rug is shockingly dry already, just from leaving it in the bathtub overnight to drain. Yardstick, lovely wooden yardstick, just inserted right here. Look at that. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's there. Okay, that's better. And here. Like there. Okay, that looks pretty good. The rug is out, draped over the fire escape, as flat as I can manage, and I'm just going to leave this out here for the whole day, and I'll check at the end of the day to see how dry it is, and if it isn't completely dry, then I'll leave it out tomorrow as well. It feels like it feels clean. It's hard to describe how you can just tell when you're touching something that it feels clean, but it's exciting. Days. The rug has been on the fire escape for the last 2 days. It's been sunny, it's been warm. Time to bring it in. So the thing that I noticed the most about this rug, bringing it in from the fire escape, is how it feels. It was so much stiffer before I washed it, and now it's so sort of supple and soft. And Kim said that was going to be something that I could really feel, that the rugs become so much softer when they're washed. And she said the years and years and years of sand and dirt that go into the pile and push the actual pile like apart deep down inside, it stiffens the rug and it makes it like sort of cardboard-like. Not cardboard-like, but stiff. And once that dirt is taken out, the pile has sort of room to move. And I can feel that. I also can see, not everywhere, but in a lot of places, that natural color of the wool. I can see the color now. So I can see that the front looks almost like the back, especially in places like this red and blue here. I didn't really expect the blue to pop so much. I was really looking at the red and this cream, but the blue has just come to life. So I think this could have used a few more rinses in the tub, but I had to save my hands. And admittedly, this rug is not going to be the one that lives on the ground here. I do have the other one, which I like more for this room, but this is a real transformation. And I love doing stuff like this. For me, cleaning this rug is so much more about kind of connecting with it and understanding it than saving the money to have it professionally done. But I did want to show you how I did it, so you can maybe appreciate the value in having a rug sent out and having professionals do it, which is what I genuinely recommend. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.